This is how I want to govern my life with empowerment. And I don't want to be the person who all I focus on is the career, or all I focus on is, the accolades. But inside, I'm crumbling. Inside, I'm broken. Inside, I don't know how to be the best that I can be. This is the whole picture of a woman, not just pieces that we're taught from a masculine-based society that says, hey, get all these degrees, or hey, get all these accolades and this thing to say that you're great. But you can know that you're phenomenal and great within yourself. And then knowing that you're phenomenal and great within yourself, then you're able to impact the world, I think, in a healthier way. Ethical change.
Hello. We are like doing virtual high fives here across the world right now. And for those who don't know, Lacey is based in Boston. Is that right?
No.
No, I'm thinking of somebody else.
No, my start was in Philly, but I'm global now.
You're global.
Right now I'm in Mexico.
Mexico. Oh, I've never spoken to someone in Mexico yet.
Yeah, Mexico.
South of the border, huh? Now, I really want to make sure that we spread this as far and wide as we can, Lacey, because the impact that this can have is incredible. And so I really, if anyone listening to this now, if it resonates with you, please go and share it with a friend, particularly a woman that you know, wherever you are around the world. If you're listening, please share this. Now, got an important question for you, Lacey.
Yes, that's the important question.
If you were to define what being ethical means to you, what would it be?
Love that question. So ethical means it's in the same frequency of integrity to me, like the same, like cousins, and it's the same frequency. Doing the right thing, doing the moral thing, doing the productive thing when no one is watching. And really like owning that. It's because you can, it looks good when people are watching you and like, oh yeah, this is what I think you should, I should say. This is the popular thing, you know what I mean? But to me, being ethical is like, and see, right and wrong is relative in certain places, but what I'm trying to refine it in a sense that it's really about owning the best, I think, for humanity or your community in a way that is complementary to others. And the key word I want to keep focused on is owning that, because it may sound good, but do you really believe it? I think that's what being ethical is about.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
And I was going to say the other piece is it's the cousin of integrity, because it's like, what do you do when no one's watching? And I think, being in alignment with that. So it's like all connected. And so that the success S in Phenomenally You discusses that. Like, what is integrity to you as a young person? Like, really start thinking about that. Like, what does that mean? Because, you get, as women, as people trying to chase success, we get in these situations that are unethical because we want to be successful. And as an adult woman, I know many stories like this. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I hope that young people can begin to think about the boundaries they will begin to create to be as ethical as possible, to be as in integrity with themselves as possible, and not just chase that carrot that says, when you get this, you'll be valuable. Like, you're already valuable, and now you can create the valuable world you want to live.
I reckon you should do a TED Talk on that.
Thank you. Okay.
No, and I couldn't agree more. Particularly with young people, I tend to think they're a little bit more conscious than probably my generation was, to be honest with you. And they care a bit more about the planet. They care a bit more about others in general. But, it's when the ego gets in the way, that's when we start to let go of ethics. That's my experience. And Yeah, just like you've demonstrated there, when you're going for that carrot, you tend to push all the things that matter to you aside for that carrot.
Absolutely. 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 And I think the carrot has been so propped up as the thing. It's like, this is the thing. And no matter what it takes, get the carrot. And it's like, when you're really looking at the whole of yourself and the whole of your life, it's like, is the carrot really what you want? Is the carrot really the thing? You know what I mean? Is that going to have you healthy and whole and happy? Is that going to help you with the life you really want? Not what they say. Again, defining success is one of the S's. Not what they say success is, but what is success to you?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you'd probably no doubt see that in a lot of young women, is that what they're saying is not exactly what they're feeling. Like they're just being driven by what they're conditioned by and what their peers are saying, what their family's saying, what society's saying, instead of deep down in their heart, what is it they truly want?
What do you want to say?
And most of the time, they don't get asked that. They don't get asked, what do you truly want? And half the time, they don't know the answer.
Right, because of everything you just said.
Yeah, yeah.
So little tools like the self-love day, the self-care Sunday you talked about, are the tools that begin to start creating space for that conversation with self. Because if you're always running around, and if you're always doing and chasing that carrot and trying to be miss it and miss this and, you know what I mean, all the above, and you're just doing, not being, but doing, you're in that vibration, you get the same results. So that tool of just taking the breath, just taking the space to just silence everything and focus on self. I'm going to spend time with myself today. You know what I mean? Really create the space for defining that question for self.
Now, Lacey, if there's a young woman listening who really doesn't know where to start when it comes to taking care of herself and believing in herself and letting go of all the traps of society, what advice would you give to her?
Great question. Love that question. Slow down, and create space for yourself. Because as a woman with all the demands, now let's say you end up, marrying with children and you have a career and there's so many things that get piled onto women as they grow into adulthood. And so I would say, as a young woman, slow down and be intentional about the life you want to create. Because so many of us have not slowed down. Slowed down enough to ask that question. And we haven't slowed down enough to say, no, I'm going to choose differently. I'm not just going to be a character in my life, and I'm not writing the script.
I love that. And it's a thing I often say to women that I coach is, this is your story. You write it, turn the page. It's a clean new day. You are in control of the chapter. Just turn the page and write a new story. And 100%. We are the stories that we tell ourselves.
Yes.
Which 100%. Is the other part of it.
Yes. And I think, again, slowing down, you can start to hear what stories you're telling yourself. Because if you're just ripping and running and you're just doing and this is that, you don't even know what's going on. So it's like, stop and slow down. I mean, I can't emphasize, I speak fast. but I slow down. I know how to slow down. I can't emphasize the power of slowing down enough. Because it just is an opportunity to create space with all the mayhem that's going on your phone and life and talking. It's just stop and allow space to be created. And definitely as a young woman, I would say put the phone, that's part of self-love day, is turn the phone off. because that's a major influencing the mind, influencing the thinking and all the above. So that slowing down and stopping with the phone and putting that down as well.
Absolutely. And even for myself, I've, worked in digital for 20 years and, been part of that foundation piece in social media. And even for me now, just to look at something like Facebook, there's an energy of hustle underneath it that sometimes I just get the phone, I'm like, you need to get away from me right now because it just makes me get a bit stabby. So, just putting the phone down, stepping away from social media, stepping away from the notifications and all of the busyness and the noise, you can actually breathe again. And there's studies been done around, just taking 2 minutes. 2 minutes is all it takes of mindfulness, of stopping and breathing and focusing on yourself can reduce your heart rate, can increase your oxygen levels, and just generally make you feel like a more human person. Just letting go of all of this tech and media that surrounds you and pulls you down.
Yeah, man, because it's so influential and it's heavy. You don't realize how heavy it is until you release it for a while. So what you just said was very powerful because it's like, man, like just those 2 minutes can help you. It can be the decision between wanting to hurt somebody and like not, and going to jail and like not, or you know what I mean? The decision to like, driving down in the car and like, wanting to crash into the back of something, you know what I mean? And like not, or I mean, just people are in jail right now. People are harmed right now because they didn't take the time to just stop. So what you're talking about not only saves your sanity, but saves lives.
Yep.
Because you're now getting back in the power position and you're not allowing that outside force to then dictate your emotions. And that's the biggest piece. All of this stuff that's happening in social media and in tech, like you said, and all the above is really dictating, how you should respond emotionally. Oh, I should be mad about this. I should be upset about that. Oh, it's just every day, every single day, there's something to be mad at. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. You're just out of control. And so those 2 minutes, like you said, powerful. Take a grip. Get a grip of yourself.
I mean, there's a psychology underneath all this. It's pretty much become an age of outrage. We've all got to be pissed off about something. But you know what? We have a choice. We have a choice in how we react. Praise Jesus. I think we just need to stop and realize we have a choice. We're not just going through the motions of our lives. We need to live them.
Decide.
Yeah.
Make a decision. Who are you going to be? You have the power to make that decision and you have a choice. That's 100% correct. And I think that's what empowerment means to me. That's what phenomenality is to me. Like that's everything you just said is like, I don't have to just be at the beck and whim of, what everybody else is doing. I can decide. I can create space for myself. I can create my own reality. I can value myself. I can create my own phenomenality. So, yeah.
And you can have your own opinions too that don't have to necessarily be someone else's.
Right. You can stay in your own truth,
your
own integrity.
Exactly. Now, Lacey, if people want to find out more about you, where can they go?
So if you want to have the Phenomenally You AS empowerment system in your life, you can go to phenomenallyu.com. Phenomenally-u.com. And U is the letter U as in university. So phenomenally-u.com. I'm also on Instagram. More and more. I'm working on getting on Instagram more and more. So I would say you can go to my Instagram and connect with me there. And that's Lacey C Clark, LACEY CCLARK.
Did they let you have the exclamation on Insta?
They don't.
Oh.
No, Facebook doesn't let me have it. Like only letters. I'm like, it's part of my name.
It's part of your trademark, man. What the hell?
Right, they won't let me have it. So I'm on Instagram in that way. Social, Lacey C Clark. No explanation point.
Now, Lacey, the energy I've got with you at the moment is just absolutely beaming, and I have loved every single second being with you today. But But before I let you go, can you tell us what's the change you'd like to see in the world and how can we bring it to life?
I would like to see more people embracing self-love. And I think, because it addresses everything that we said, the anxiety, the depression, it addresses the violence, in my opinion, and it addresses the chaos, the unethical experiences. It addresses so many things. And so I would like to see more people practice self-love. And so how can we bring it about in the world? I think, like we said, we talked about those first 2 minutes, just to be able to create space for yourself in a world of chaos. Just create space for yourself. But definitely, if you're looking to go deeper and support specifically young women, I would definitely say, Phenomenally You or any other avenues that will help people to self-reflect. That's the biggest thing. And to take time to self-reflect and to think about, why do I do this? Or do I really want to do this? Or I think that's what COVID asked for a lot of people. Do I really want to do this? Is this really what's integrity within myself? Am I the most happiest? Am I happiest here? Does this bring about joy? And so all of that to me is in the family and the energy of self-love, because it just helps people to feel whole and beautiful and a lot more peaceful. And that changes the world, in my opinion.
And I guess that's, the whole mission of this is it starts with us. If we want to be the change, it starts with us. And the other thing that's really sort of floated up for me through our entire discussion has been, healed humans heal humans, just as hurt humans hurt humans.
100%.
Yeah. So I think when we help ourselves, we help everyone else.
Agree. And you have, and not only that, so it's not even like a conscious thing. It's energetic. It's frequency. It's it's vibrationally. You change the space that you come into because you're not acquiescing to the chaos and confusion. You're basically saying, I'm creating a standard here, and this standard and this vibration is helping others. So 120,000%.
Oh, Lacey, you are an absolute joy. Thank you so much for being a part of the Ethical Evolution.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciated being here.
Thanks for listening to the Ethical Evolution podcast. If you're ready to be the change and would love to work with me on finding your voice through spiritual coaching or creating your own podcast with impact, visit ethicalchangeagency.com.